All right, so here we are. We are going to talk about direct mail and direct mail through command, and just a show of digital hands in the chat. If you have done direct mail or not done direct mail through command before, just type a yes or no. I'm just curious. That's about 50-50. So cool. Wow. Lots of yeses, lots of nos, lots of yeses, lots of nos. It's about 50-50.
50-50.
Yeah, it's come a long way. There was definitely some there was definitely some glitches in the past with it, but it has definitely come a long way, and it's a really good system to use if you haven't done it, and it's very affordable, and there's a lot of cool targeting behind it that allows you to really get granular with who you want to target. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get right into it. Okay. Can everybody see my screen? Leslie, can you see my screen? Okay, awesome. So it's under campaigns. So you're going to want to go to campaigns. And you're going to want to go to direct mail. And then we're going to create a campaign. Oh, actually, you know what? No, first we're going to create a landing page. I forgot. That's the very first step. Landing page is the very first step because we're going to have a call to action. So let's rewind the clock for a minute. First, we want to create a landing page because we're going to have a QR code on our postcard. I always forget to do that first when I'm creating my postcards. I always forget to go do the landing page. So we want to create a single property landing page because when we make the postcard, there's going to be a QR code where the person who you're sending it to can scan it with their phone, and then you get the lead in command. So you'll get the phone number and whatever. I believe you get a name and a phone number, right, Leslie? That's what you get when they scan it. Okay, so you get a name and a phone number.
Yes, that's
so
correct.
First, we're going to create a landing page. So you're going to learn how to do a couple things. If you've never created a landing page, this is really fun. So let's go into consumer. So you're going to go into consumer. That's the first applet you're going to go to. And we're going to create a new page. And we're going to do a landing page. We're not going to do on my agent site. We're going to do a landing page, standalone single property page. So let's create that page. And so now you have a blank canvas here. So what you're going to do is you're going to drag your brand. Over here are widgets, and these are different items that you can add to your page. So we're going to do a branded header. So I'm going to click that and drag it over. And then I'm going to grab the listing widget. So I'm going to click that and drag that over. And then you can add kind of like whatever you want at this point. Let's say you want to add, like if you have a video of the property, you can add a video. You can add the download my app. So maybe I'll throw that one in there. And then I'll throw in a lead form in case they want to ask additional questions. So I'm going to throw this lead form in down at the bottom here like this. Okay. But now I got to customize this. So I'm going to use a listing. I'm going to pretend it's mine. It is not mine. You should never pretend a listing is yours, but I'm pretending for example purposes. Okay. But don't ever pretend. Well, Nick said pretend. No, Nick said he was pretending for example purposes. Okay. So let's say I have this listing. All right. And I want to grab the, I want to grab the address. And I'm going to go down here on the right-hand side at the bottom of the widgets, and I'm going to click configure widgets. Okay. And then you'll see that there's green check marks, which means that these three widgets with the green check marks are already configured. The listing widget is not. Obviously, I'm not advertising 3 Hilltop View in Austin, Texas. I need to put my listing in there. So I'm going to click listing, and then I'm going to browse listings. Okay. And I can search by property address, MLS, or KWLS ID. I'll just search by the property address. And here it is, 80 Laurel Avenue. It is a Keller Williams listing. It's Vanessa Pollock's listing, so she won't mind that I'm using it as an example. So I'll click select. And then what happens is it brings all the photos in from the MLS. Photos, it brings in the price, the address, etc. Okay. And so I'm going to choose the main photo that I want on the main photo, the first photo that's going to be seen. So I'm going to choose the front of the house, and I'm going to save and apply. And then it just automatically populates the page. So you can see that it brought in the photo. When you scroll down, it brings in the criteria, beds, baths, year built, about the property, and then the listing image carousel is down here. So it's pretty cool how that just slides, and details from the MLS, a map, and everything else. So my landing page is basically done. That's all I need to do. You can see how it looks on an iPad or a tablet, and you can see how it looks on a phone. Now, the reason why I made this landing page is because I'm going to create a call to action on my postcard with a QR code. So a QR code is a code. It's a black and white code. Looks like a barcode at the supermarket. And when a phone scans it, it sends the link that's behind that QR code to the person's phone. So you guys will all see how that works. Okay. So I'm just going to give it a name. I'm just going to call it 80 Laurel Ave. And let's publish the page. So just give that a second to save everything. And let's see, then you go to landing pages to look at it. Okay, so here it is. And I'm going to name it. So I can click these three dots to the right-hand side and click change URL. And then you can change the back half of it. So 80 Laurel Ave. All right, so there it is. And when I click it, it just opens up. So now you can see how it looks on the computer. So it's really, really nice looking. Okay, so when the card goes out, this landing page will be tied to the card so people can scan the code. All right. So that has to be done first. Now we're going to go into campaigns. And I'm going to click the campaign icon. Any questions about the landing page, Leslie, or anybody?
Yep, we had a couple, Nick. Things like, can I create a listing, single property website together if the listing is not live yet? And it has to be a coming soon.
Yeah,
it has to be put in the MLS.
As long as it's in the MLS. Yeah, as long as it's in the MLS as a coming soon, you can do that.
Right. Yep. And then can I use this to recruit new team members is a question. I didn't get how the QR code is inserted.
We haven't gotten to the QR code yet.
Yeah, we'll show you guys here.
We're going to get there. I had to create the landing page first. So when I do make the QR code, you'll see it'll all come together. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go to direct mail within campaigns and then go to create a campaign. And when you go to create a campaign, you want to use direct mail. You don't want to use any of these things. Okay. You want to use direct mail and give it a name, the address of the property is probably your best bet. And we're advertising a listing. That's our goal. Create campaign. Now you'll see when I click advertise a listing, again, the KWLS pops up and I want to search for the address. Okay. And click search. And here it is. I'm going to select it. And it pulls everything again for me. It pulls the photos in, it pulls the information in. You'll see all of that. Okay. Now, what we want to do here is we want to go to content. Over here is where the postcard is going to be. You're going to see the example of the postcard. Okay. On the right hand side, you'll be able to see the front and the back. Okay. Now we're going to edit it a little bit. I'm going to go to content, and you can upload your own design if you want, but we're not going to do that for this example. That's kind of like 2.0. But when you go to content, the next thing down is template. So these are the different templates. Click this and you have 4 different templates. So you've got compact, which is a small 4x6. You have a default template, which is a 6x9. It's a slightly larger postcard. And then you have large, modern, and then large, contemporary. So I'm just going to do the default template of 6x9 for this example. You want to make sure that your information here is accurate, the address, the listing price, the listing status. Okay, so it's just listed. And it's 3 beds, 2 baths. And then here's the description from the MLS. So you can use all of it or some of it. You can type your own from scratch. You can delete it, whatever you want to do. Okay. So if you want to just delete some stuff because it is rather long, just highlight it and delete it. And you can add new things and rearrange words and whatever you want to do. Oh, it looks like you have 1,000 characters. So I'm 42 characters over. So now I'm at 860 characters. That should be good. And now we want to go to the listing photo. So you can upload your own photos or click listing image. And it brings all of the photos in from the MLS. Well, it should. Here's what I'm going to, oh, wait a minute. Well, I only need the front one anyway. So here's how it looks when I choose it. Okay. So this is how my postcard looks so far. Just listed. You got the address, 3 beds, 2 baths. Here's the back. You'll be able to see a better example of it at the end. But this is kind of how it looks. My screen's not big enough, so it's kind of, I have to scroll to look at it. Okay. It didn't pull the other photos in for some reason, but I only need the front photo anyway. So here it is. Okay. So let's go down here to your information. So make sure your photo is there, your name, email, phone number. Let's save that. And we're going to use that image. Then you want to go to the market center aspect of it. And you can add a logo. You want to just confirm that your market center information is correct. Put the zip code and verify the address. And we're good. Now, this budget aspect, we're going to skip that for now because it's by default going to highlight 200 homes. It's going to highlight 200. It's going to say that you want to send out 200 postcards, but that's going to change. Okay. So I'll show you in a minute what I mean by that. What we're going to do next is configure targeting. And so when I click configure targeting, this is where it really starts to get cool. Are there any questions, Leslie? Oh, wait, you know what I forgot to do?
It looks like somebody just messaged me that they don't have this feature in Canada. They have to go to a separate site to create this. So just an FYI for people who are in Canada that are on this call. So thank you for that person that sent me that direct message.
What don't they have in Canada?
Specifically targeting, is that right? And Sabrina, maybe you can just send that in the chat. Yeah, I'm not
So
sure.
here I forgot to do the QR code, by the way. I'm like cursed today. It's not working on Facebook and I'm forgetting to do the landing page and the QR code. So I forgot to do the QR code. So I'm back to this page. Okay. Right underneath the image of the postcard is going to say QR code and tracking. All right. We're going to want to click tracking. And then underneath here, landing page assigned. All of the landing pages I have, when I click it, are going to show up. So I just have to look for 80 Laurel Avenue. Here it is. Okay. When I click 80 Laurel Avenue, and then I switch to the back of the postcard, there's a QR code right up here in the corner, the right hand side. Don't scan it yet. At the end, you'll be able to see a larger version of it. And I'm going to have you scan it so you can see what happens. But when you do scan this QR code, that landing page will pop up on your phone and you'll be able to look at it. Okay. So now we're going to go to configure targeting. You said that in Canada, they don't have this next
So
part.
it sounds like in Canada they don't have targeting and mailing, so it's not enabled. So they have to basically download the postcard and then mail it out somewhere else, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Canada.
Sorry, Canada. And it's not available in Portugal either. Apparently somebody is on this call from Portugal.
What's up, Portugal?
I know. It's cool. But you know what? I want to say to those who are watching this call that don't have that functionality, you could still create the amazing postcards in designs, and you could do the jumbo postcard or the standard postcard. And still same feature, you can pull the listing in and just drop the photos in. We have that KWLS option. So, not all is lost.
Okay, so now we're on the targeting page and it's going to highlight 200 homes for me by default. Okay, which is fine. It's probably like a half a mile radius, quarter mile radius. Not really sure how big the radius depends on the location, but this is New Jersey, so it's densely populated. So it highlights 200 homes in the area. Now I want to target a little bit more specifically. Okay, there's a couple different ways you can do that. I might not want to send it to 200 homes. So this house is listed at 459. It's probably going to sell for like 550. Now there's a couple things I can do to get much more specific to who I want to send this to. I can come over here to the left-hand side and do number of bedrooms. So I'm going to toggle 1, 2, 3 bedrooms. And I'll bring this down. So 3 beds, maybe I'll do 4 beds. Square footage, year built. So this was built in 1920. I'll start between 1900. I'll start at 1900. Last sold for. So now you can see like it's narrowed it down for me. I mean, it's still 200 homes, but what it's done is it's given me houses that have between 3 and 4 bedrooms, built between 1900 and 2022. You can even make that more granular. And you could do last year sold for, or I can do this. I can just start over from scratch, put everything back to where it was. And if I hover over the little blue dots, which are houses, watch what happens. I can see information about the house, how big it is, how many bedrooms, when it was built. In some instances, I can see when it was last sold. So this house was listed for 459, 19 Midland Avenue across the street or behind it, sold in 2020 for 465. I might not want to waste a stamp on this person. So I'm just going to click remove, and that person now turns gray and they're not going to get a postcard. This house built in 1910, last sold for 136.5. They are definitely someone who I want to get a postcard to. Okay. So I can go one by one if I want to, or I can create a polygon. So let's say I only want to send cards to these houses. So I'm going to click. I'm going to draw a line. So I only want to send postcards to these 69 houses. Or maybe I want to get even more granular. Maybe I want to then hover over the houses so I can see when they sold. 386. Okay, I could probably still get away with it. But a lot of these houses sold 20 some years ago. And it looks like, 470. I might not want to send a house to that person. So now we're at 68 homes. So this lets you get really, really granular with who you're sending a postcard to, whether it's a just listed or a just sold. It's pretty sweet. Are there any questions around that?
Pretty good.
Pretty sweet.
Hey, we have so many questions, Nick. When you were going through the targeting option, questions were just like flooding in. So
are there anything that's kind of like similar in topic?
Well, targeting. So there's been questions like, can we look for sale or under contract for homes that are for sale or under contract in this list? The answer is no. There was another question that was like, can I target out of towners? So like basically, can we just do a postcard and send these postcards to, let's say, a different state? The answer is yes. And I think that's pretty cool. So basically all you would do is just go to the search bar. And what Nick did was he literally just put in a listing address. So then we're targeting or circle prospecting around the listing. But in the search section, all we would do is just look for a city.
Yeah, like if you like if you know like an apartment complex where there's renters, just type the apartment complex address into this search bar, and then you can send it to everybody in the apartment complex. So that's a great question.
Another great question was, can we use a landing page from another website, or does it need to be a landing page we created in Command?
Well, in order for the QR code to work, unless you upload a custom template, which we didn't do, in order for the QR code to work, it's got to be a landing page made from within Command.
Yeah. And then speaking of custom templates, Nick, we had a couple of people say that when they were creating a custom template, they didn't get the targeting option, which is strange to me because I just created a direct mailer last week for an agent and I did get the targeting option. So maybe if they were to rewatch this video or maybe try again, I highly suggest to do that because it is definitely available.
Yeah, that's super strange. I would have to look at that specifically.
Yep.
All right. So we'll answer a bunch of questions at the end too. So don't worry about that.
There's so many. Yep. Go for it, Nick. After you.
So now we have these 68 homes that we're going to send it to. All right. Oh, and by the way, you can choose single family or multifamily too. So like if you are listing a multifamily property, there's no multifamilies in that area, but single family would include single family and condos, right? So you can choose that too. All right. So for 68 homes, it's $55.76. Not too shabby. You can also send a copy to yourself. Okay, that's standard mail. If you want first class mail, it's just a few bucks more. It's a little bit faster. All right, so let's now go to next. This is where you'll be able to preview your postcard and see the whole thing. All right. Now, when you click on when you click on view a larger preview, then we can really see it. Okay. So here's the front. Nice looking. Here's the back. Now, what I want you guys to do is I want you to take out your phone and open the camera and hold it up to that QR code, just like this. You'll see it pop up, click it, then you'll see the landing page appear on your phone. Is everyone doing that?
Yeah, worked perfectly.
Yeah,
We're
it's pretty sweet.
getting a lot of great feedback. Yep.
So when you send this out, it activates the QR code. So like I'm not going to be getting him bombarded with leads because I didn't send this out. But when you send it out, it then activates the QR code. So if somebody scans it, you'll get a lead notification with the phone number and the name, and you can then use that as a hot lead. But that's pretty cool, right? It's pretty cool. So this is
I think it's pretty awesome.
yeah, I think it's pretty awesome. I don't know about you guys.
I think a lot of people are excited. They're just being really polite and keeping themselves mute. And then there's a lot of great feedback in the chat.
They're like, yeah, I've seen cooler. They're like, I'm cool. It's all good. Not impressed in the slightest. Oh my God, this is so awesome. Totally not phased. So here's the front again, and here's the back. And yeah, okay. Got it. And let's go back here. So here you'll have your front and back preview, payment, right? And then just make the payment and send it out and you're good to go. That's how you do it, guys. It's
That was
super
awesome,
simple.
Nick. Good job. Very simple.
Ah, thanks. I need that words of affirmation. I need those words of affirmation, Leslie.
Everybody does.
Is there anything that I maybe forgot, or is there something that someone wants to see again?
I think a lot of people are just mind blown. Number one. Number two, a lot of people are thinking outside the box, which I love.
Yeah, give me some ideas.
People are saying like, so if the home is a vacation home, does the address need to be pulled out of town or to the property address? I say if it's a vacation home, just know the address and then you can unclick the vacation home if you want, and then circle prospect around it.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at the chat too. Awesome, very straightforward.
There's so many. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the polygon, it's super easy. Yeah. So another idea is, if you're here, let me share my screen again. If you're creating this postcard and you're sending it to a certain area, like a certain neighborhood, and you want to also advertise on Facebook too and target that neighborhood, which you can now target neighborhoods when you're doing Facebook ads. Use the front of the postcard as your Facebook ad. That way, like if someone gets the postcard in the mail and then they see the same image on Facebook, it's kind of like extra recognition too. So you could use the image on the front of your postcard as the image in your Facebook ad. So that's a cool way to do it too. Somebody said use the QR code in your Facebook ad. I don't recommend that because most people are on their phones. So if the QR code is on the ad,
right,
they won't be able to scan it.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, I'm gonna have to go home and find this again. Yeah,
just make it a lead form and lead it to the landing page that the card leads to. Okay.
Somebody asked me a good question, Nick, and you might have to help me recollect this, but can you filter non-owner occupied?
You know what? I don't think you
can. I don't think so. I think what you can do is just basically say if you want single family or multifamily.
Yeah, that's all you can do. So yeah for the mostly multifamily is going to be mostly renters. You might have an owner that lives there.
Yeah.
So Kenneth is asking, just to clarify the QR code, when they scan it, yes, it does pull their information for you.
Yeah. Who is sending this mailer? Are they from our local office? No, we are
No.
actually using Real Mailers, which is a third party
Yeah,
company.
it's a direct integration. So realmailers.com. So
Yep.
if for some reason the cards take too long or they don't get delivered or they're messed up, KW has nothing to do with the printing and mailing. You want to go to realmailers.com, REALMAILERS, realmailers.com, and yell at them. Don't
Yeah.
yell at KW because they have nothing to do with
Nothing. And
the sending of these cards.
I'm so glad you said that, Nick, because that does come up. Like some people are like, oh, this is not good, the quality is terrible or whatever, or something happened. So yeah.
Yeah.
Go to Real Mailers, not KW.
How is how I know agents that use this regularly and they really love it and they say the quality is good. So
yeah.
you know, I have a team that I'm friends with in the Minneapolis area, the Zimmer group. They use it all the time, Carissa and Trent, and they love it. And it's super easy and very cost effective. I mean, it was like $55 for 68 postcards, so that's less than $1.
Yeah.
You know,
the
delivery time frame. If someone's on the delivery time, I mean,
yeah.
I would make sure that you're doing it like. I mean, listen, in this market, the house is probably going to sell before the cards get out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I think it says between 5 and 7 days. I think it says that. Let me just double check.
It does. I actually think it says 4 to 7, if I can remember. But
let me check.
As you look,
where does it say that? It said it.
It says in the targeting section, like before. Yeah, so just go back. Yeah, go back into the targeting section, and then when it says like, are you?
You got to do this again.
So you have, you have to go through this. Continue targeting. How would you reverse this and target homes for your buyers? While you do this, I'm going to answer that. What's really cool about this is that you could do the same activity, but have a different message. Looking for,
well, that would be, you would have to
like
do,
buyer needs.
You would probably have to upload a custom template.
Correct. With
yeah,
the custom
I don't
template.
see where it says.
Oh, at the very end then, Nick. Go. We must have just not seen it.
Where?
So down below, same day processing.
Okay. Submit your order before 3 p.m. on a business day. Your mailers will go into production that same day in a fulfillment center nearest to your targeted area. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Oh, you know what? Real Mailers does? They partner with local, I think they partner with like local print shops or the closest Staples or something like that.
Oh, I did not know that. That's cool.
And then your cards will be inserted into the USPS mail stream within 2 days. Your mailers are estimated to arrive in the mailbox of the targeted recipients in a 7 to 14 day business days. Once order is submitted. So with just listeds in this market, it might sell before the just listed cards get out, but just solds, or coming soons, those could be very beneficial.
Yeah.
You might not want to do the just listeds because it's probably going to sell really fast, but like the coming soons in the just solds. Yeah.
Somebody asked earlier, which is a great question. Like, what happens how do you know if they were all delivered? Is there some sort of report that they can go back to?
You can click to have one sent to you.
Exactly.
So when you're,
But I think that they were also asking just like if the address is if it's wrong or if it didn't actually get delivered, how will they know? No.
Well, it gets returned. It probably gets returned to sender.
Yeah. All right.
Someone's asking, what does it say? Does it say current resident? It says their current resident because we don't have someone to know what it said. We don't have their name. We don't have their names in the system. So it says current resident, but I don't think that really matters if it's a postcard and it's a just listed or just sold or coming soon. But it comes back to your market center if you select to have one sent to you. Cool. Well, yeah, wow. There's a lot of questions, and I hope that we were able to answer all of them or most of them.
Yeah.
What were some of your biggest takeaways? Let's talk about that. Unmute yourself and give us your biggest takeaways. Anybody? QR code rocks. It's easy.
Renaming my landing page.
Oh yeah. Yep, that's awesome. Putting a little name at the end of it. Change the URL. That's a good one. Anybody else?
It's easy. It's easy. I love
Don't
that.
be shy. Don't be shy.
Will it
Postcards
save,
work.
Oh,
sorry,
sorry. Go ahead.
if you send out a coming soon and then you turn around and want to send out the just sold, it will have the same exact, you can go in and select that same area again.
Yeah, so you just save it. So like what I was doing here. So this is saved. You can just once it goes out, you have to duplicate it. So then when you duplicate it, then you can go in and change it to just sold. You don't have to do anything else. Yep. Because you can't edit a campaign that's gone out, but you can duplicate and then customize it and change it to a just sold, and it'll save everything else will be the same. So it makes it super easy for you to do that. So much like making a Facebook ad, once a campaign launches, you can't edit it. You have to duplicate it and customize it.
I've just realized that my 400,000 euro listing in command, when I go to create a landing page, gives me the price of 900 euros. So how do I solve this one out?
Where are you located?
Portugal.
Oh,
I'm the
Portugal.
Portuguese one.
So are you sure that you entered it correctly? into your
Yes, I
MLS?
am. And it's driving me bonkers because I've already reported it and nobody helps me. The thing is, I thought it was solved and I was following your example. And
So it says it's 900 euros and not 800 euros?
no, and 400,000 euros goes to 900 sold. I can't afford to have this type of error.
I agree. Do we have Portugal listings on our website? What's the listing address?
I'm sending it to you. On
I
the,
feel
Oh,
like
okay.
Portugal should be, but wait, no. What was the first
Put it
one
in
that
the
was
chat.
sold?
Put it in the chat for me. I know that we do.
Hey, Nick.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Gary. I'm a Keller Williams here in Jacksonville,
What's up?
and I'm not driving at the moment. I pulled over,
Okay.
but
Thank
because
God.
of time, I had to do this from the car, so I haven't been able to jot down notes and such. But my biggest takeaway is that it is doable. I'm not a tech guy, and I really struggle with command, not because of command, but because of me. But I saw a video you did the other day and signed up for this one, and I'm looking forward to actually applying some of this stuff. So thank you very much.
Oh, awesome, dude. Appreciate that. Hey,
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. Is this the listing? Because it says
That's
400.
the one. And how on earth does it appear to you on 400,000? And if I do that, it appears to me on 9. I don't get. If
Let me
you set
select
it,
it.
it's okay. Try to create a landing page, and it's going to give you
Oh, the
900 euros.
landing page. That's what you
Yeah.
want to do. All right, let's just troubleshoot. Create a new page, landing page,
It's driving me insane.
listing, configure widget, select the listing. And save and apply. Oh yeah.
Bob's your uncle, 900.
Wow. That
So
would
it
drive
should,
me
what
nuts,
should it
too.
say? 400 euros?
Yeah, 400,000.
I don't know. Honestly. I don't know how you would change that. It's
Me
probably a
neither.
KWLS issue. Yeah.
And who do I talk to?
Yeah. I don't know. We'll Yeah, I wish I could help you, but I can't.
Thank you.
You
But
know,
I can tell
would
you it's
email
not my
support.
login problem. It's universal.
yeah.
I mean,
I
I would
wish I could
email
help you.
support. I would email support, Inez.
Okay,
Yeah, you know what's for.
I will do that. Thank you so much for trying.
Awesome, guys. Support at kwri.com. Well, thanks for being on here, everybody. Appreciate you. And we'll get this recording out to you the next 24 hours. If you signed up, obviously you're here, so you'll get a recording of it. And have
Thanks,
an awesome day.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.